say that on the internet. Say that.
It just sounds so dorky. Why are you staring at me?
Just admiring your facial hair.
Say that.
It's going away, so...
Well, okay,
it
so
probably
you
won't be
cheated.
there
Well,
tomorrow.
how'd you cheat?
Do we want to cold open this first, or are we
Yeah,
just
we're,
gonna...
we're already cold opening. That's what's... Hi, guys. It's no longer a cold open. Welcome to Danger Toast, episode 7.
We're going to explain... Okay, every time we do this, you keep saying you want to do a cold open.
This is what it
Hold
is.
on!
This is what a cold open is.
You keep saying...
Turn down my mic.
You keep saying that you want to do a cold open. But then you go and say, welcome to episode blah, blah, blah.
Because
You
what
did it
hap-
the last 3 episodes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Tyler, listen.
Yes, because you
listen.
said welcome, and I
Tyler.
said, I'm still sick!
You did that, not me.
You said welcome.
No, you did.
You did.
Oh, hey guys, check out the clip right here of Tyler starting the episode by going,
Welcome to episode 5. Tyler's still sick. Yeah, I do remember that. I remember that now.
I hit record and you did that. The last 3 episodes, you started it by introducing the episode. And what happens every other time is I want a cold open. And then
You're
what
so hot
happens
when
is
you're mad.
we're talking, and then you go, are we going to do a cold open or are we just going to go? And so then it forces me to say, hey guys, welcome to Danger Toast. So welcome to Danger Toast, episode 7, where we're starting off hot.
Okay. So, we didn't announce this last week or when we were recording our 3 episodes in a row.
Right?
So, this is actually
7.
4 weeks ahead? 3
No.
weeks ahead?
2 weeks.
2.
It's always 2 weeks. From this point on, as long as we
always 2
record
weeks?
one episode, it's 2
Okay.
weeks.
Either way, our timeline's wrong because we just recorded last 3 episodes last week for us. Anyway,
It's true.
it's the universe of the podcast internet world.
Yep.
So No Shave November is officially over. For us, it is December 3rd. Today's the 3rd.
Is it? Okay. 3rd.
Yeah, so today's December 3rd. And I cheated.
Okay.
But I stated on podcast that I would do No Shave November with you until I had job interviews. I've had 3 job interviews in November. Or 2. I had 2 job interviews in November, and I had to shave both times.
Okay.
But now I've kept it grown out. This is the longest I've ever left my facial hair this long. And I will, tomorrow's Sunday, and I will keep it when I come to church tomorrow.
Good.
It's going to stay there because I'm a bum now.
Now listen. I'm mad. Because, 1, you didn't tell me you had job interviews, so thus you shaved. You didn't tell me.
I did tell you I had job interviews.
You said you might have job interviews. You never told me, yes, I have job interviews now. You said I will shave it if I have interviews. You never said, hey, by the way, I had to shave because I had an interview. So I just assumed your little baby face was really struggling to push out them hairs. I mean, it is, but I'm just saying. Anyways, that's 1. 2, at one point I said, Tyler, can I just shave my cheeks and my neck? Because it looks so bad, and I hate not shaving my cheeks or my neck. And you said, no, it's No Shave November. You can't shave anything. And yet, here you were shaving 2 times. So I look like the poop. And I waited until after we weren't going to be on podcast anymore to shave my neck and my cheeks.
When did you shave?
The first time I did it was before Thanksgiving. Because I was going to multiple Thanksgivings and I want to look that bummy. You cheated and then you hid it from me and then you even guilted me
hide it from
when
you.
I asked permission.
If you look at
to
the
trim.
so here's the issue with this. If you look at a podcast, you'll see that I have this neck beard. The next podcast, I don't have it anymore. You should have just noticed.
I didn't. I thought maybe the quality had changed and you looked less shaven on the podcast. I don't know.
No.
Sounds like a relationship fight. You didn't notice my new shoes or my haircut?
Yes, Dan. I had 2 job interviews. And so that's why I
You're
shaved.
supposed to notice these watching.
You're supposed to notice.
No,
Tyler.
you're not supposed to notice. It's just your fault for not noticing.
I want to throw a shoe at you so bad. Anyways, you said you had some burnt toast.
Oh,
Yeah, come on.
you want
bring
to
it.
jump into this?
Oh, I want to jump.
Okay,
Hey,
so
hey,
Rachel.
here's me. Here's the water. Boom, in the water. Let's go.
I didn't like that visual. Nope.
Go.
So I've been asking you all week what time you wanted to record this today. All week. The answer you kept giving me was, I don't know. And I said, and I kept giving you times. I said, we're recording outside.
You
Shut
said-
up. No, listen. You could give your piece in a second. I kept saying Saturday mornings. That's all I said. I said Saturday mornings. And you said, okay, I'll figure out time with Erica. You said that to me multiple times. You were playing Xbox with me.
And your wife.
Rachel was there too.
Yeah.
And I asked again,
Yeah.
when are we recording the podcast?
Yeah.
And I said, mornings. You said, what works best for you? I said, the mornings work best. And you said, okay, 5 p.m. That's not the morning. You sent me a text yesterday asking me, what time are we recording the podcast? And I said, I don't know, Dan. I keep asking you, stop doing that. It's coming up in the mic, and you're going to hate it when you edit.
You never asked me, by the way.
This is tough for you, ain't it? Listen.
I'm a little mad.
You texted me and said, you said 9 o'clock in the morning. Rachel will be my witness. You never said, okay, we'll record at 9 o'clock. So now you can continue. Unless Erica has to say something. Hold on. Nope. Erica gets to speak first because she's upset.
I knew it. I knew we never confirmed a time. He goes, yes, we did. It's 9 a.m. It works best for them. We never confirmed a time. You just said we're doing it at 9. You never asked if that worked for me. You said that's what we're doing.
Couple things.
And that was yesterday.
Couple things. You're not talking into the mic. You put your head
Right here.
and was talking past the mic.
I'm right here.
I heard her just fine.
Thank you.
Well, I'll find out when I'm editing. Anyways, that's one. Two, she thought we were still recording on Wednesday.
He never confirmed with me if it was actually Saturday.
Oh.
So you're telling me that she is perfectly fine with recording on Wednesday still?
Because I was like, we're not recording this Wednesday.
I was
Dan
very
is
sick. I was
Dan is
very sick on Wednesday.
So I said, when are we
The whole
recording?
reason we changed the recording on Saturdays is because of Erica.
Hey,
He never
listen.
confirmed it with me.
Hold on. Another thing, Tyler, all right? I know you're newer to this, but when you're going to yell,
I know to pull the mic away.
You just did it when you didn't pull the mic away.
You're not doing.
I just did that. And then I pulled it back in. People are going to think I am possessed by a demonic squirrel.
No, we're not.
Okay.
You're awful at communication.
I'm not. When I played Xbox with you two, you said the morning. I said, okay, what time? I said, Erica's not going to be great with that, but what time? And then y'all said 6 a.m. would be best.
I said 6 a.m.
Yeah. And then eventually 9 came up, and I said, cool.
Nobody said 9 o'clock.
Nobody said 9.
Nobody.
You weren't there.
I said 10 would even be great.
Nobody.
Yeah, she wanted
it's
to do
still
10
10 o'clock and we're recording.
That's true. She wanted to do 10 or 11. Yeah, but we wouldn't
Nobody
be at this
said
point.
9 o'clock. Not a single person.
Dan decided that worked for him, so it was 9.
That's-
And he just assumed
I
everyone
was
knew.
sick.
That's not an excuse.
I must have hallucinated.
So
it.
how did I realize then? Because literally Wednesday came, you were still on your deathbed, and I'm like, oh, okay, we're not recording.
Deathbed?
We're not recording. So are we doing it Saturday? You go, well, yeah, we're always doing it Saturday. Don't you remember that? And I'm like, we joked about Rachel doing it, and she was hurt, so I wasn't sure.
She was hurt.
She was.
She was
offended.
upset.
She was offended.
That's
really
the dead
was.
episode. That's the episode nobody's ever going to get to see, is when all that came out.
She
Really?
was really offended, yeah. And so I'm like, okay, did we? Because I don't want her to feel ostracized, so I felt bad. I was like, so is that the definite thing? Like, what are we doing? And then you're like, it's Saturday mornings. And I'm like, what? Because I had plans today.
So did I.
Cancel her
Are
plans.
you telling me you made her cancel her plans?
With a friend I haven't hung out
She
with.
canceled on you.
She canceled on me, but I had plans today.
And then she canceled them.
Last
You
minute.
know what? No.
Last
Hey,
minute.
hey, ho,
But if she
what
didn't
do you-
cancel, baby, if she didn't cancel, I was planning
know.
on canceling with
You
her
were
to do
going
this.
to, and I appreciate you.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. Now listen, everybody.
Miscommunication.
Now, no.
This went
hold
from
on.
my burnt bread to Erica's burnt
Hold
bread.
on. Now it's going to be my burn
now
bread.
it's his turn.
Listen. I set up the recording.
This Skittles drink is really good.
I've purchased most of the things. I do the editing.
So he's throwing this
Yeah,
over.
pull
We
the
never asked
bit.
you to do that.
Everybody shush. I do so much.
Oh.
So from now on, the people who decide when we're recording, because my schedule is the most open, is y'all. Y'all set it up. I'm not gonna be the guy. I'm not him. That's not me.
So what he's saying is, I messed up so bad, I'm not going to do it anymore.
No.
You're just eliminating
No.
yourself.
First of all, I want to throw this out there. I want all four of us to always be here every time.
So for those of you,
Those are ones,
I didn't
and
want Rachel
I want, just so we're all clear, long-term goals. Hey, hope this is entertaining us, airing our dirty laundry here to the world.
you're the only one. Listen,
Whoa, yeah,
for those of you that don't know what's happening, this is
they
Dan's.
know.
This is Dan's passive aggressive voice.
It's not passive.
Hold on. This is Dan. This is so when Dan made his whole monologue about I do everything.
Yeah.
The people. That's his passive aggressive voice.
That's not passive.
It is.
Because he's very angry, but he doesn't want to go off in this room.
Not passive.
That's a passive
It's
aggressive
very
voice.
straightforward. I'm telling y'all, I do too much. So y'all handle scheduling.
That's not how that works.
We didn't ask you to do all of that.
Okay,
you
so
voluntarily.
this. Hold on.
You wanted all
You
of
That
wanted
is
all
true.
this.
You didn't voluntarily do that. So here's the thing. This is what's happening. You're giving us a hard time about scheduling the time. I gave you multiple options. You waited until yesterday to finally make a decision. So don't sit here and blame me.
I thought it was already decided.
Then why did you ask yesterday? Why did you text me?
Because
Why?
y'all,
If you were so certain.
because
It was already set, and you
because
decided to
I
text
wanted to
me.
confirm it. Y'all said you had so much going on today.
Then-
I don't know what changed.
Then you should have said, instead of what time are we recording tomorrow, you should have said, hey, we're still recording at 9 o'clock, right? That's proper communication if you want to confirm something.
Okay. Well, regardless,
Am I wrong?
Tyler
You're not
has
wrong.
complained about communication.
you're not
multiple
wrong. I will say
I-
that. I'm going to tell you, you're not wrong. I struggle with communication, and then when I get sick, it goes out the window.
He's on his deathbed when he has a cold.
Dan,
I didn't have a cold.
Dan,
Oh, man.
I showed up.
You refused to get tested for anything. besides
I
the
got
flu.
tested.
Besides the flu and COVID.
I had strep
Strepped? Strepped?
throat.
Why did you put a D on the end of it?
It's a T, isn't it? Isn't
no,
it?
it's strep.
Oh, it's just strep.
Just strap.
It's short for the bacteria that's in your throat.
I
that
thought it was
causes
So-
strepped.
Dan, can we just...
Like you got strep
So-
down.
But you refused to get tested?
I will say...
Because they knew. They could tell by looking.
I will say. So you do a lot of work for the podcast.
Yes.
But you do realize you're the only person that knows how to do it.
I know.
And have access to the stuff to do it.
I know. That's
So-
why I don't. Hey, that's why I don't
Complain until
about-
now.
And
So-
you used
but
it as
what
your
I'm-
biggest complaint.
But what I'm saying is, how many of us know how to schedule? Do you know how to do a schedule?
Yeah.
Do you
I
guys
used
know
to
how
be
to
a
contact
manager.
other people and be like, hey, can we do it at this time? I know how to do that the worst, apparently. So that means y'all should be doing it. I shouldn't be the middle guy.
His mic's not pulled away from his
This is a solid foot. Maybe even only 6
That
inches.
doesn't help when you're screaming into it.
That's man measurement right there.
That is very
Man
big
measurement.
right there.
This is solid foot.
I'm a whole nother.
I'm a solid 2 feet there,
The lies
Tyler.
we've been told.
So I just want to listen. I just want to clarify.
Okay.
You keep using this excuse of you're sick.
I was sick.
Hold on. I know you were. I was there.
Yeah.
But what I'm
No,
saying
you weren't.
is I played Xbox
Oh,
with you every
okay,
single
okay,
day.
okay.
I was there.
We were there.
So
Pick up the dogs.
yeah, Rachel's there
That's
too.
true.
Oh yeah, we were
Forgot
there
about
too. Yeah. But I just want to clarify. I should have probably canceled last week, but I, in my sick and drugged up state, showed up and recorded 3 podcast episodes with you, sicker than a dog. Where from the start to the last episode we did, you can see the progression of how
Yeah,
sick
but
I
you
got.
know what? Those
He
episodes
couldn't
were
even
great
drive. He told me he was too dizzy to drive.
because I had an. What'd you have?
I don't know. I can test it.
Just sick.
It just seemed like you had the
It was
cold.
just
You-
sinus.
Did
Yeah,
you
it
take
was-
medicine?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I was drugged.
All of them.
I'll
He
see.
refuses to take medicine.
I did not.
At first, I had to push you just to take something more than ibuprofen.
This feels like the guilt trip episode.
I woke up Sunday sick. Okay, I woke up on Sunday and I was sick.
I was like pushing his buttons.
I woke up on Sunday and I was sick. I said, if Monday, when I wake up, if I still feel the same or worse, I'll go get medicine. So what I do? Monday, went, got medicine. Then I went to take a nappy nap, and it felt like I had somebody drilling a hole from the inside of my head out through my ear. So I went to the doctor.
On Tuesday.
No, that was on Monday.
You went on Tuesday.
Well, whatever day it was, because it's all been a blur.
It was Tuesday.
I don't know what days. You're right, because Monday the medicine made me feel better, and so I edited all day.
Yeah.
And then I went to bed, woke up, my ear hurt so bad. And I had so much sinus buildup in this ear that she's like, I couldn't hear out of it. And she's like, I can't even see in there. She goes, it's not infected, it's just sinus blockage. Then the next day I woke up, it was all in my eyeball. And my eye was puffed out to like here, bright red and pink.
Out to here?
Out to here. It was a solid 4 feet, Tyler.
Are you from a Looney Tunes cartoon?
No, it was out to here.
It was not past your nose.
I'm not holding it past my...
Yes, you were.
This is not past my nose.
You were past your nose.
Elevator music! All right, we're back. The air has been cleared. All emotions have been subsided.
You mean your emotions?
We're back. All the air has been cleared. All emotions have been subsided.
All of them?
All of them?
Oh my gosh. Tyler, you said you had something you wanted to talk about.
So,
They're dying. She's just No, this will stay in. What do you want to talk about, Tyler?
okay. So, 2 weeks ago,
Okay.
we did top 5.
Sitting like a genie.
We did a top 5 battle list, basically.
Yeah.
But something I didn't realize is I only added one villain in the whole thing, and that was Doomsday.
Oh.
So what I want to do now is take all the superheroes out of the equation.
Oh, okay. No superheroes whatsoever.
No, I want to do just a villains list.
Oh.
So a top 5 supervillain team.
Okay.
DC, Marvel, whatever. Garfield, I don't know. Scooby-Doo, I don't care. It's just villains. Villains are super. Disney,
If
super
you picked
or
a villain
villain.
from Scooby-Doo, you're a moron. But anyways, they're all caught by a dog.
That's true.
All right?
And a pothead.
Yeah.
So
A dog, a pothead, a closeted gay guy, and a prissy girl. The only one that can actually like catch somebody is Velma.
Until she loses her glasses.
It's true. She loses her glasses all the time.
it's done. It's like the lights just get turned off
Yeah,
on her.
they are the most useless human beings, and yet they're out there
Really, the
solving
villains
mysteries.
just get themselves caught.
Yeah.
So okay, so I'm gonna start
Okay.
because I want the upper hand. Actually, I'll let you start.
No, go ahead.
No, you go.
I don't have anything. Go.
You don't have a villain?
Go.
Really? There's tons of them. All right, I'm gonna do Doom from Fantastic Four.
Doom from Fantasy. Oh, okay. Doctor Doom. Or
Yep.
is that his name?
Yeah.
Professor Doom?
Doctor Doom.
Doctor.
All right. So Doctor Doom, he's a good one. What's his powers?
Oh, he could just bend everything to his will. Pull it up, Erica. Oh, we
That's what
did
I'm
it.
doing.
We didn't have the girls last time we did this, so
I know.
we were doing all the looking up. They could be doing it for us.
After Doctor Strange stepped down as the Sorcerer Supreme of Earth, Doom was amongst the candidates considered suitable to replace him.
Oh.
While they enhanced his powers, he could achieve the following: mystical blast, mystical force fields, invoke entities, spell casting, spell reversing, summoning, teleportation, dimensional travel, mystical ensnaring, mystical portals, healing, banishment, time travel, power absorption, elemental manipulation, telekinesis, and power.
He is
nullification.
basically a one-stop army.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's cool.
he's a much stronger sorcerer than Strange. He's amazing.
But does he open portals though?
No, he doesn't have to. He can literally just teleport.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well then, I'm gonna go ahead and counterpick him instantly.
Okay.
Magneto,
Ah, shoot, dang it.
because his body is like a lot of metal, and so
I was gonna pick Magneto next.
Well-
kind of messed me up, but yeah, you could pick. So
I have Magneto now.
yeah, I mean, Doom can still counteract it.
Can he?
Magneto is a mutant with the power to manipulate magnetic fields to achieve a wide range of effects.
Yep.
Yeah. So I still think Doom would have the upper hand on Magneto.
Yeah, but when Doom he can't just do stuff with his. He can't just think something into existence. Magneto can just hold him in place at the very minimum. He can bend his arms backwards and rip him apart with his powers.
I mean, but I also don't think I don't think Doom is necessarily all metal.
His body's infused with metal,
Well, yeah, but
and he
I
wears
don't.
metal armor.
It's possible. I would like to see that. That would be an interesting fight.
That would be an
to see how
interesting
that would
fight.
win. All right, so
Who's your
my
second.
number 2
Okay.
is going to be Darth Vader,
Oh, okay.
the most powerful Sith Lord.
Yeah. I mean, he's extraordinarily powerful.
Have you watched Kenobi?
No. I don't like Star Wars.
Okay, well, Darth Vader is terrifying in Kenobi. I mean, the fact that he could just drop planets on people, like,
Yeah. But
Yeah.
doesn't he require the machinery and all that kind of stuff, right? Like he has to have his space stations, the Death Star and all that. It's not like he's just like pulling planets out of the sky with his force.
yeah, he does.
Yeah.
Oh.
He can pull ships out of the space with
Well,
his
that's cool.
force.
Yeah, he just whips him around like nothing.
Yeah.
That's cool then.
I mean, it's a lot. I mean, he struggles doing it, but he still manages. He
Yeah.
overpowers the ships.
All right. Yeah, that's dope. Good choice. And I also want to point out when I said I'm not a fan of Star Wars, or when I said I don't like Star Wars, it's just a fandom I can't get into. I appreciate Star Wars. Not
It's
the,
different.
Not the newer Disney crap, except for like Mandalorian. But this is a series I can't get into.
The show. Oh yeah, the
Yeah.
movies and stuff. Yeah.
All right, Sauron.
Oh, the Eye.
No, that's the Eye of Sauron. I want Sauron.
You just want Sauron. Okay.
Isn't it Saruman?
No, that's the White Wizard.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
Yeah, Saruman's the White Wizard. That's a good one. I mean, he's strong, but he's not really dead. I mean, I guess he's a wizard, but
It's pretty dang strong.
it's fair. I'm going to do another one-man army, Ultron.
Ultron.
Yep,
Who's that?
Ultron.
from Avengers. Ultron. Tony Stark created him, killed Jarvis,
Oh,
He's a terrifying villain.
okay.
created Vision.
Well, then I have another pick after that. What's his
He
powers?
basically
Strength, speed, stamina, durability, and reflexes.
and he literally commands an army of clones.
All right, who's the anti-Superman? The evil Superman. I'm taking him.
Oh,
Is it just called anti-Superman?
no. What is his name? It's not Doomsday because we already been. What is he? Lex Luthor created him.
Yeah. He's just
Um,
the evil Superman.
Bizarro.
Bizarro. That's who I'm taking.
Yeah.
Bizarro.
Yeah, that's a good one. Okay, so I've got 4. No, I got 3.
I
So
have 3.
my number 4 pick
Is
Clayface,
who's that?
DC. He's literally he's Sandman, but he's creative clay. And he can turn into anybody he wants to. He can make himself grow as big as he wants. He's,
Okay.
yeah,
Oh, that guy. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy's cool. All right. Good pick. Good pick. Now I have a question.
yeah.
The Scarecrow from DC.
Okay.
Does he put people to sleep or just make them hallucinate?
Hallucinate. It's a fear tactic.
Is there a Sandman for DC too that puts people to sleep?
I mean, there's a character named Sandman in DC.
All right. I'm sure at one point in time, every single DC villain has used some type of sleeping gas. So I'm going to take the Joker with sleeping gas.
He does use sleep gas.
All right, there we go. That's my fourth pick
That is, you picked the Joker,
with sleeping
the
gas.
weakest out of your entire
I think-
team.
I think I know what your 5th pick is. I already see it.
All right, your turn.
So I'm on number 5 now.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think of like the most OP. Okay, fine. I'm gonna pick Poison Ivy.
Oh, all right. That's a good choice.
I was gonna say Deathstroke,
He would be, but is
but
he
compared to your team,
is Deathstroke not? He's not a villain.
I would say
he's
he's
an anti-hero.
I would consider him as an anti-hero, but he operates more. The villainous side benefits him more.
Well, yeah,
'Cause-
but same with Deadpool, but
Yeah.
he's still an anti-hero.
Correct. But yes, I'm gonna go Poison Ivy.
Okay, Poison Ivy is your 5th pick.
Is yours from a horror movie? Yeah, baby. I know.
Freddy
you-
Krueger.
That's right.
Oh
baby.
my gosh! But isn't he just tied to a mattress?
No.
He kills you in your sleep.
Yeah.
So he's
Wasn't
the
it tied to
Joker.
a mattress? Wasn't that the whole thing? They fall asleep on a certain mattress?
No, it's just
No.
period. If you fall
Oh.
asleep,
He kills you.
yeah, he hunts you down in your dreams and kills you.
But how do you get him to hunt you? There was
I don't know that. He just
He
does.
just does. He just
no.
takes
I
people.
thought
He's just Freddy Krueger.
He'll go through like friend groups and stuff.
Oh, well, it
but-
originated because he started killing the kids of the parents that killed him.
There you go.
Right.
Yeah. The original, Nightmare on
I mean,
Elm
that's a
Street.
pretty solid lineup
Yeah.
of villains.
And so, I mean, all you have to do is take out my Joker and hope he doesn't put you to sleep first, because then Freddy Krueger's useless and I'm down to 3.
I mean,
You got to protect them at all costs.
Yep, he's protected it. He's hanging out with Pizarro, all right? Like,
I mean, Vader could just chokehold the Joker, so
yeah, but
Force
Pizarro
choke.
will just laser beam Vader.
not of Doom. is involved.
Also, well, are you talking about Darth Vader in his full getup?
This is like Darth Vader at his peak.
Okay, so in his full getup.
Yeah.
Well, then I just have Magneto throw Darth Vader away and let him slowly
You
come back.
really think Darth Vader is going to just let Magneto toss him around like a rag doll?
He controls metal, Tyler. Darth Vader's wearing a whole bunch of metal.
Who do you think won this fight?
Yeah.
Put it in the comments. I want to know.
Yeah. I think
Do you think Magneto could just destroy my whole team?
No.
I think-
I think Magneto's only a counterpick to Doctor Doom.
No,
'Cause
I
Clayface
really think Magneto can only take out Ultron.
Oh, I forgot Ultron. So you
I
actually
really
counterpicked
think
yourself
Magneto
there.
could probably only take out Ultron.
No, he would definitely mess up Doctor Doom. Doctor Doom has to have full range of his body. Now, granted, I think he can only affect one person at a time. So while he's dealing with one, your other guys would be doing their thing. But I also have Bizarro. Who else did I pick? Joker. Joker would be
Freddy
doing
Krueger.
explosives. Freddy Krueger's only useful if Joker puts some of your guys to sleep. He will not put. He can probably put Darth Vader to sleep.
But the only problem is Joker would have to sneak up behind.
I imagine you have gas bombs.
Do you think my people are going to be that dumb?
I think Bizarro can fly at the
First
speed
off,
of light
Vader's
and would
got.
just pick up Joker
I'm sure
and
Vader's
fly him
got
over there.
filters in his mask
That's true.
that'll prevent it. Clayface wouldn't be affected by Freddy Krueger.
Why not?
He's made of clay.
So?
Freddy's got knives for hands.
But
basically
he's killing
Edward's-
him in his sleep.
But he's made of clay.
But it's the dream world. He can make whatever happen to you he wants.
So the only thing that you didn't think about here is that you did not pick a character. Well, I guess Bizarro does. I don't know. Does Bizarro have heat vision? I don't know.
I think so. I think he has everything that Superman has.
He's just uglier.
He's like a metal version of Superman.
He's not metal. He's flesh.
Is he?
It's just mutated
Oh, okay.
grossness. But Clayface can be hardened,
That's what I
and
was
he's
thinking,
useless.
too. Yeah, well, I was thinking with Clayface, the Joker's going to bring some type of flammable or explosive, so that kind of deals with him.
But you'd have to have a powerful enough blast to be able to harden him all at once. Otherwise, he's just gonna
That's what the Joker do.
get out of it. Okay. Anyway, who won?
Who won?
I want to know who won.
Joker was my weakest
Oh,
pick.
do you girls
Well,
have? Do you girls have?
Yeah.
You're not here, so we don't get to hear. Rachel, I've already stolen one of your favorites, so I
one? You
You
apologize.
did Ultron.
Oh, okay.
But do
I
you?
love Ultron.
But do you have a top 5 or a top 3, however many you want to give us?
I don't know enough about villains. I've been looking it up to see like what the most powerful villains are. But I don't really have like a top 5 pick because I don't know enough.
Yeah, I don't know enough either.
Okay, if you had to pick one villain, just one villain, to be the captain of your team, and then you can just fill in the rest later on. But who would be the captain of your team?
You took my guy.
You can take him.
Can I?
You're not fighting me. I'm fighting him. So Ultron's
Yeah,
a
you're
free
fighting
agent at that
Erica.
point. He
He's
could
a
just
free agent.
you just pick him up when he go. I mean, he works for himself, but if he had to team up, you're missing.
Pennywise.
You would pick Pennywise. That's
Sure.
horrifying.
That's
But so would you pick Ultron?
a good choice, but I have
I think I would
Counter
pick
picks.
Hela.
Oh, Thor's sister. Yeah, she
She can lead an army.
could.
that's a good one.
She'd rip him.
Loki would be a good one too. I didn't even think about him.
Not either. Well, so
Shoot.
there is a show called Marvel's What If.
Yeah,
It's a
I
comic
know.
book series.
Oh, I love that show.
So Ultron gets a hold of one. He gets a hold of Doctor Strange's cloak,
Yeah.
and then he also gets a hold of the Infinity Stones, and he can break the universe in half
Hmm.
and go where the Watchers are, and just rip them to shreds.
I want to see. I haven't seen that one. I want to see that one then.
Yeah, you've got to watch all of What If.
The
like
what
it's
What If series is probably one of my favorite
Season 2's
things
coming up.
Marvel
So
has put out.
I saw the zombie one. I like that one a lot.
yeah. Yep. Marvel
The
Zombies.
first episode already pushed my buttons because it's like it was such a. It was just dumb.
What was the first episode?
What if Captain America was a woman?
Oh yeah, where it was whatever her name
It's
is.
whatever. Yeah, and it's
Peggy
like
Carter.
yeah, exactly. I get it. They're like, no, it's not. If he was a woman, what if it was Peggy? No, I get it. But the whole point is, oh, let's make him a woman. That's all. That's all. The only reason they did it.
No,
They came up with a story behind it afterwards, but
there was always a story.
of her being Captain America.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Yeah,
then
yeah.
I'm wrong. But
Well, she wasn't Captain America. She was
Captain Carter.
Captain Carter, right?
Yep. That was always a thing.
Of alternate universe where she was.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, because she's actually. Have you seen the new Doctor Strange?
no, I haven't been keeping up with.
So
That
she's
kinda
in the new
stuff.
Doctor Strange movie
Hmm.
as Captain Carter.
Hmm.
But there was a storyline with her. I mean, What If was a comic book before it was ever that TV show.
Right, but how long has it been out?
I don't know how long What If's been out. I think it's been around forever.
Hmm.
So you've watched her. You've
I've
watched the
watched those two.
zombies.
That's it.
Okay, so I think episode 3 is when Ultron comes into play.
I'll have to check
no,
that out.
Ultron comes in a little bit late.
Well, either way, when the episode of Ultron comes into play,
Mhm.
he's in the rest of the episodes just destroying things
That's awesome.
because it's all about what would happen if Ultron, like, if the Avengers didn't stop him.
Right.
And like he was able to achieve vision, he was able to achieve like all those other things. So it's basically that whole story. Because he ends up taking over Vision, like he was the original plan, but then still has the Ultron suit. And so he's just a monster.
Yeah, I'll have to watch that though.
Because he's
That
the
sounds cool.
ultimate person.
That
Like,
sounds really cool. So she brought up Pennywise, and I want to.
we all float, Georgie.
Hey, Georgie,
Hey, Georgie.
you want to come down here and play?
We all float down here.
You don't sound anything. I do a good Pennywise. You don't.
I'm not trying to mimic his voice.
Well, hi there, Georgie. We all float down here.
That didn't know. That
No,
was bad.
that sounded like Scooby Doo.
Really?
Anyways,
That's just
so-
gonna be a sound bite. When we figure out how to put sound bites onto that,
I know.
that
I
thing,
just-
we just
just-
use that as
too much time.
every time we bring up Scooby Doo.
So we were
That's our staple.
flipping through stuff, and we were talking about. I just saw It, so I didn't realize the original It was a 2-episode show. It was
Yeah.
an hour and a half each.
It's a
So really, it was
miniseries.
just 2 movies that were played on TV.
Yeah,
Um,
it's awful.
yeah, that's what she said. I have no interest. I don't have an interest in ever watching stuff made, especially horror, like comedy from back then. Fine, you can get it away with
You know, like
comedy.
70s and 80s horror movies.
They're the worst.
That's what makes them good.
Yeah.
That's what makes them hilarious.
They're so.
So-
Have you ever seen Monster Squad?
I don't know. So, but I want to get into this. So, have you seen both of the newer It's?
Oh, I love them.
Okay. Which one do you like more?
Oh, the first one for sure.
Same. Is it scarier?
Yes.
I would say so 100%.
The second one's stupid, meaning like it's not scary. It's more of just
It's an action. It's an action
yeah.
adventure.
You're expecting it at that point.
So there's multiple issues because we sat down and I skipped halfway through the second one because I had fallen asleep the first time we watched it. And so I skipped halfway through. We weren't even planning on watching it. I just went to see the parts I missed, and we finished it off, which is why it's fresh in the brain. But there's a lot of reasons that the second one's not as good as the first one. It's still a good movie. Don't get me wrong. I still enjoy it, but no part of it is scary. There's creepy parts, but there's no scary parts. Yeah. One, way too much computer animated. I mean, it's all going to be computer animated, but too much of us seeing what's computer animated for too long. So like the scary lady, the old lady, when she peeks around the corner and she's naked, that part's terrifying.
Yeah.
If they would have kept it up with that, but then when she scurries across the room naked, that's just funny. And then after that, it's just a creepy old monster lady chasing you.
Yeah,
But-
the second one is more of just I would say thriller.
So
Yeah.
It's not really a horror.
So the guy who plays the adult version of Finn Wolfhard's, which you keep saying
Bill
is
Hader.
Bill
Bill
Hader.
Hader,
Love
yep.
Bill Hader, but he's too funny. There's literally no point in the movie except for when he's crying over his dead friend, which kind of spoiler. Yeah, you know what? Spoiler alert.
The movie's been out for.
It's been out for
years. If you haven't seen
So
it,
it's
then
been out
sorry.
like 1 or 2 years, but
No, I'm pretty sure it's been
Before
a few
COVID.
years. Yeah, it's been a few years.
really? Anyways, doesn't matter. He's too funny. So it's so hard to have like an actual scary scene because when he's supposed to be scared, he's comically scared. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And same with like all of them. But so I was explaining to her what makes the first one terrifying is all the main characters are children.
Yep.
And they start the movie off by setting the precedent kids die. That's it. The movie starts with a child dying. So there's no way for you to guarantee the safety of anybody else. So at that point, you have a child who will lose a fight to a dog. They'll lose a fight to an adult. They'll lose a fight to anything. And now they're facing up against this crazy clown. Right? So you're like, they're vulnerable. And we already know they can die. It was set up. We know it. That's what makes the first one terrifying. And plus, the way that Pennywise interacted with him was a lot more subtle. And there would be fast movements. So like the water scene was terrifying.
Yeah.
So the second
And
movie,
just all the subtle red balloons you'll see like
Yep.
throughout the movie.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, he's watching them.
and so the musical score in the first one was also much more of a horror movie musical
Yeah.
score. Whereas in the second one, it was
Especially
like a
when he's
Disney
doing
movie.
his Pennywise dance.
Yep.
Oh my gosh. And his head's just perfectly still.
Yep.
The whole time.
That part. Oh, I want to rewatch the first one though. the second movie, I was pointing it out to her, is most of the time it's like a Disney movie or it's like a adventure movie. They put way too much focus on making the music more of a forefront rather than background.
See, I don't remember the music in that one.
If you go back and watch it, you'll now hear it. There's so many scenes where the music is too lighthearted and like it's too big, it's too extravagant, and it's not dark and melodical.
To your point, it's also less scary because it's adults.
Exactly.
So I knew that's where you were trying to get to, but you kept circling
that's
around.
one of the reasons. Yeah.
But it's them facing their childhood demons.
Yeah, but they already beat him.
But it's really good. Well, no, they didn't. They didn't beat him. He ran away.
Well, but
and
that's
they
winning.
stated in the first movie he'll most likely be back.
Right.
And then that's when the second one comes because he calls everybody back to.
Right, but they faced up against him and walked away.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
But they have the trauma from it.
Well, actually, really, they didn't. I mean, they did once they came back to Derby.
The dude committed suicide.
Because for some reason he remembered, but everybody else, that was the whole premise of the movie is they forgot all about it.
What happened. Yeah,
they just knew that
That's
there was
true.
something terrifying happened, but they didn't know what.
So, and then that's part of, the show Stranger Things, get off topic a little bit. You know how it takes a lot of elements from old horror films, it being one of them, and a couple other things.
Freddy Krueger. Yep.
So Rachel and I always talk about this, is how these kids, they're young, they're facing off against things that most grown adults would crap themselves over.
Right.
And yet they just go back to their simple lives of everything's hunky-dory, there's no trauma, they're all happy, and the shows are only a year apart. If I were to have to go through that as a child, at least at their age, from season 1 to then, how do you handle the emotional trauma of almost dying hundreds of times?
So
And they just act fine afterwards.
they did a lot better with Stranger Things because Stranger Things, it actually makes sense how well they handle it. Now, granted, they wouldn't handle it as good as they do in the show, but in the most recent season, it's the redhead. What's her name? Doesn't matter. Max, thank you.
Yeah.
Max is really dealing with the trauma of losing her brother, but actually
She's doing it. She's the only one who is handling the trauma.
But
dealing with it.
That's actually the worst written part because she hated him. When we went back and rewatched it, at no point in time throughout the entire thing did she ever love him until he literally sacrificed himself.
No. Did you watch all of the 4th season?
Yes, I watched all of it.
It
And
explains why she's so traumatized.
Yeah.
what? Okay, re-explain it to me.
Because she felt guilty because she wanted him dead. That's why she's traumatized.
Okay.
And she just let him die.
Yeah, because
Well,
she said
he sacrificed himself.
her thought process is she wanted him dead, so she wasn't going to do anything to stop the monster from killing him, even though she knew she couldn't.
Yeah.
Because that's what number, I think it was number 1 or whatever.
Mhm.
That's what he used against her, was the fact that she wanted him dead.
Well, but see, so when she's at the gravesite and she's like, I feel like we could have been friends and, I wish you were here. No, you at no point in time felt that way.
Correct. She was doing that because she thought that's what would help.
Oh, okay. That's
Get
fair.
him away
and
from
see,
her.
And then thus proving that it's still a better written show.
It is. I'm not saying that.
no,
I'm just
I know.
saying the whole fact of these kids not being traumatized by the events that are happening to them.
Right.
And
Yeah, they're dealing with it really, really well.
It's explained. I can understand Hopper being able to come back from it. He's a police officer. He was in war. Like,
Yep.
these are just aliens at this point to him. The kids, they should not be dealing with it as well as they have been.
Right.
Hopper, yes, because he's handled traumatic experience. He's lost his family. He's dealt with all this before.
Right.
And how it explains it I forgot that they forget.
Yeah.
But even at the end of it, like the first one, they're traumatized. They're all hugging each other. They're like, the whole film, they're traumatized. It's not a moment in time.
Right. Exactly.
Like, they're scared to go into the house, the main house that it's in. In Stranger Things, they're just like, oh, it's what we got to do. Let's just walk in and handle it. They're just walking around with the little lamps in the haunted house. Like, no problem at all. They're like, oh, he's here.
Well, here's the thing, though, is with them. So if you jump back to season 1, It's not like they just handled the season 1 super great. You know what I mean? And they dealt with a lot less. So with Stranger Things, they gradually experience more and more and more. And so it's the same thing as a child who grows up like in a war-torn country.
Okay.
They can handle all those things and they can take on more trauma and still live a more normal life.
But here's the
afterwards.
thing, no matter how much trauma, so if I was a police officer, if I was in the military, whatever, no matter how much I would go through, there would still always be the second thought of there's enemy combatants in this building.
Right.
I'm not just I'm going to have second thoughts before I walk in.
Yeah.
There's gonna be prep time. There's gonna be like, I'm gonna do some heavy breathing and be like, okay, I have to do this. Let's go.
Right.
These kids, no, they just open the door, walk in. They're like, they just ride their bikes to it.
Yeah.
They have no problem jumping into the upside down. It's just something that they do. And some of them haven't even been in the upside down before.
Right.
So it's like,
I get it.
but
Yeah.
it's just that whole process of how are they not traumatized? Like, how is it so easy for them to cope?
Yeah, it's a little. That's probably one of the weakest points. There's actually a really, really weak point to the entire plot in episode 1 of Stranger Things. So people tried to say that it was Vecna or number 1 who took Will. Doesn't make any sense. He couldn't just leave.
It was the Demogorgon that took
It was the Demogorgon, right? But they were trying to say that it was him, and it wasn't. I get it because there's a bell chime. It's a clock chime, and it's standing up straight more. But the biggest plot hole is the Demogorgon is using telekinesis in that episode to capture Will, because he unlocks the door with telekinesis and then teleports behind him in the room.
Well, because the whole problem
And
is
they don't do that any other time.
But the whole problem is Vecna. The whole premise of the 4th film was Vecna couldn't open a portal to get back. Only the Demogorgons could.
Right. And
Well,
why-
no, not even the Demogorgons. Only L could, and the Demogorgons slipped through it.
No. It's not that he can open the portals, but they're small, and so that's why he put the tentacles out to feast. But he would send the Demogorgons out because when they would feast, it would keep the portals open longer.
Okay.
But yeah, exactly. And so episode 1, really big plot holes there. But I want to get back to it too real quick because
Yeah, that's fine.
So again, spoilers. I'm going to talk about
It's
the
not
end.
spoiled. The movie's been out forever.
You know what? But I hadn't seen it till recently.
Listen,
I would
I
have
heard
not
somebody
wanted to
say-
hear a spoiler.
I heard somebody say, or they warned me of. I was watching a Fallout 4 video. Came out 3 months ago, and somebody said spoiler warning. I'm like, dude, that game came out in 2015. That's
I like to give spoiler warnings because some people just don't experience stuff.
I guess.
So if you want to watch them and you don't want to know how it ends, fast forward. So it too, they just discuss the fact that it's an alien,
Correct.
which is stupid.
It is an alien though.
Right, but that's stupid.
They talk about it one too. The
Do they?
Yeah. When
How
they're
do
in
they
the
know?
library and they find out, and he talks about how he came to Earth. We know in movie 1 that he's an alien.
Okay, I don't remember that, but no matter what, it's stupid that he's an alien. It would make way more sense if he was just a demon. But he's an alien. Weird. So that's dumb. 2, the way they defeat him. The most Disney garbage I have ever seen in a movie. It's worse than Disney would write.
How do they defeat him?
They insult him to make him feel small, thus making his body shrink. So you're insulting an immortal alien race who has lived here and hunted and
For centuries.
eaten forever, and they're like, wait, the Native Americans said that he has to inhabit the size of whatever he is, which doesn't equate to if you insult him, he'll get smaller. But they're like, we have to insult him. They're like, you're just a stupid clown. And they just kept calling him clown, which isn't an insult because he literally is presenting himself as a clown. If I'm walking around in a clown outfit and somebody's like, you're a clown, I'd be like, no shit. Bleep that one out. But I'd be like, no kidding. And they're like, you're just a mimic. Again, no kidding. That's what he does. And so literally they're just insulting him to make him shrink. And then they take his heart out and then they smash it all together. That's how they kill him. That's
Power of love and friendship.
exactly.
So,
It's so dumb. Oh, that.
but let's also talk about how the casting of it, Skarsgård.
Yeah.
They could have picked his facial, like his face in the whole movie wasn't CGI'd until he had to do like the big like the mouth teeth open
right.
thing. But like his whole facial features, the it smile and all that, that's all just his face.
Yeah.
Like that's just now that I watch him play it, I'm like, I don't know if they could have hired somebody else to do it.
No.
Without having to like CGI his body.
Yeah.
Because he could cross his eyes in different directions.
Same
I'm
with
like,
Jim Carrey as the Grinch. That was all him.
Yeah.
yeah, that was all him.
Yep.
Yeah.
There was no
creepy?
makeup or anything. I
Yeah.
mean, there was obviously makeup, but there was no like
Well, it's just like
prosthetic
Jim.
faces.
It's just like Jim Carrey in The Mask.
Yep.
Yep.
It was the same thing. Obviously, he had like the prosthetic to make his chin bigger and his
Right.
cheekbones
But all the
more.
facial
But all the
expressions.
facial expressions were
Right.
himself.
Which
yeah.
is crazy.
It's impressive.
It's really impressive.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
Rest in peace, his career.
yeah. But yeah.
Sonic was his comeback, but I think he quit Hollywood
I have-
officially.
He
Go
did?
ahead. No, I don't think so.
I thought he was just a
He
painter.
wants to.
Yeah, I thought he was just a painter now because he's a fantastic painter. I have your burnt bread,
Okay.
Casey Anthony.
Oh, yeah, this is a good time to talk about it because it will still kind of be relevant.
It's all over TikTok.
Have you watched the Casey Anthony, any part of it?
The
I don't know.
documentary.
No.
Okay. Have you heard about it?
No. I knew she was doing something like behind the scenes, but I didn't know she actually put anything out.
So-
Casey
She
Anthony is a girl.
Huh?
Yes.
Casey
You know
Anthony
who
is a
she
girl.
Do you know
right?
do you know the story of Casey Anthony?
No.
What?
Okay. I'm going to give a queek.
A queek?
I have to be really a really quick queef. I have to be really careful because some of these words I can't say
Right.
on YouTube.
Right.
Yeah.
So Casey Anthony in 2008, her child goes missing, her 3-year-old.
What?
So her child goes missing. 31 days later is when she reported it.
So a month.
Yeah. In that time, through the police investigation, she went out partying all the time. She got a tattoo that says "Life's Good." All this stuff. Then it was actually her mom who called crying to the police and was like, "Can we talk to your daughter? You know, the mom of the missing child." She's like, "Yeah, she's been missing. Oh, she was with the nanny, who's this person." And so when they
She
went,
basically just doesn't care.
when the police did their investigation, she lied to him about everything.
Where she worked.
She lied to him about where she worked. She lied to him about where her daughter was.
The babysitter did not exist.
Well, no, the babysitter existed. It was just a nugget of truth, because that's what she says in the documentary. It wasn't a lie. It was just a nugget of truth. It wasn't her babysitter. It was just a woman with that name who was a babysitter to somebody else. That's the nugget of truth. And so then after some amount of time, they found her daughter
No, well, you missed a big part. So she went to jail
for
lying.
lying.
And so then they got enough to warrant her house and her car. Her car passed the test of having a decomposition body in the back, like the air test, proved that there was a dead
Yeah,
body
they could
once
smell
in
it.
the trunk. And then they found Kaylee's body not even a mile from the grandparents' house in a marsh.
Taped
And
up.
she got away with it.
Yeah. She got off.
She got off. The jury found her not guilty. And ever since, people have been so mad. And then she comes out with this.
Now, I do want to say a big argument that Eric and I had is the only reason she got, 1, acquitted, didn't, deal with the punishment, and 2, hasn't been killed yet is because she's an attractive woman. That's it.
Attractive white woman.
An attractive white woman. If she was a man, period, she would be dead already. Whether she was up for the death penalty, he either would have been convicted and got killed, or he would have been acquitted and somebody else would have found him and
question,
killed him.
is the investigation just closed?
Yeah, the jury, they didn't retry her.
Yeah, because they know it's
She got
her,
away
but
with
she
it.
can't get. Well, you can't retry her. It's called double jeopardy.
No, mine's currently being retried with the baby with the bones that I had got subpoenaed to testify. The jury was hung, and so they did it again.
That's a hung jury. That's
but
different.
it's not a voted incident.
This was back in like what, 2006?
11.
2008.
11's when the trial happened.
Yeah, 11's when the trial
okay.
happened. Yep.
So the
Look,
jury.
Look at his face she was making at the freaking hearing.
Yeah.
She had no care, and then they played on the documentary her first phone call in prison. When she got arrested the first time ever, and where Kaylee was still missing, not once. She was just like, I want to talk to my boyfriend. I want to talk to my
Yeah,
boyfriend.
and she was yelling at the mom for not being more helpful for her.
To get the boyfriend's number.
Well, for that,
so
and
she
for not
came
saying.
So she came out with a documentary?
To prove her innocence.
Yeah, so Peacock.
And it's just absurd.
Now, I can't say for certain, but I'm pretty positive this is what happened. Some chick, whoever the chick is that's making the documentary, completely agrees with her, clearly. Clearly, she's on Casey Anthony's side. Or Casey Anthony paid for it, because in the beginning, they're like, why do you agree to do this even though you have no creative control? She's like, it's just the time for people to know my side of the story.
Because wasn't she writing a book too?
Probably. Who knows?
The guy she works for ever since the trial, when she got acquitted, was her attorney or someone that was on her law. And so,
But my whole thing is her daughter's case a cold case now? Or is it just done with? Did
No,
they just slap
everybody knows that she did it.
but no one's been proven guilty of the murder. Yes, it's technically a cold case. No one's been proven guilty.
Right.
Well, that's what I was asking. So the case isn't closed. It's just a cold case. That's the part that I was...
Technically,
Technically. And she's walking away scot-free. And now came out with a documentary 11 years later and is saying the most ridiculous reasons and is now throwing her dad under the bus, saying
Who's
that
dead?
he murdered her when not once did that get brought up in the trial. Not once.
Yeah, and she's saying that she knew that he did it at the time, too.
But was
So
too
again...
scared. You're
No,
facing, she said she was too scared
Oh,
to,
is that what she said?
Yeah, but you're facing the death penalty.
My whole thing is how...
I'd be throwing everyone under the bus.
My whole thing is how do you...
Like, come
How
on.
can a jury vote her innocent
Right.
when, one, she didn't report it for 30 days? What was her excuse for not knowing?
Her dad said she was fine.
But I don't even think... Did she say that at the trial?
No, I don't know. At the trial time, I'm not sure what her
Yeah.
reasoning was.
At the trial...
Because they have proof. They have video footage of her at Target and other stores buying alcohol, buying
So,
party
With
stuff.
stolen money.
So her
yeah.
excuse...
With her friend's stolen checks.
Oh, yeah.
So her excuse was just that she was with her grandpa?
No, I don't even think that was the excuse on trial. I don't remember, because this happened so long ago, and I can't watch the rest of the documentary.
There's
I get
3
so
episodes.
mad.
He watched one, and he almost didn't make it through the first one. He goes, "Baby, you got to watch that on your own because I want to punch my TV."
Yep. I literally stood up and I was about to punch
Which
my
one?
wall, and then she distracted
Which
me.
TV?
The one in his room.
Do you still have two in your living room?
No, I don't want to do it in my living room. But yeah, that entire thing.
It makes most Americans, not every, I can't say that, most Americans blood boil. And the fact she did this, and like there's TikToks of body language experts and stuff nitpicking her interviews in the new documentary about how she is just full of crap.
Oh yeah,
Great.
You
Just
can
full of
tell.
crap.
So you can tell when you watch from jump. You're like, this is clearly an act. She's not a good actor. It's clearly her faking it. I feel like it's just my time to
All right.
tell my side of the story.
All right. Well, let's get to a lighthearted.
All right, lighthearted, cool. And then I want to jump back. Well, yep. All right, I want to jump back.
That's your problem with Casey Anthony? Is that she got off scot free and now she's
That's
doing a
everybody's
documentary?
problem with her.
Okay, so what's your problem with it? That's it.
It's the hottest topic right now. That's why we're talking about it.
It's everywhere.
Did
What
she
did you
get
want-
protective custody?
No, she kept
No.
living in Fort Lauderdale and kept partying.
Yep.
Even after she got out of prison.
I'm surprised someone didn't throttle her.
That's
He says
what
it's
I'm
because-
saying.
He says it's because she's attractive. There's women out there that are mothers, even not mothers, that would murder her in a hot
Yeah.
minute.
Sure.
Who don't care about her
But
attractiveness.
there's a significantly lower chance of a woman going and killing another woman, especially one
So I have a
that you don't
question.
know.
I have
Whereas a
question.
man's going to hunt down another
So,
man and kill him.
In all male prisons,
Yeah.
because you have to segregate them. In all male prisons, is it true for all women prisons? So when a person or somebody
Mhm.
kills a child, whatever, they get the living crap. Either they get
Yeah, not necessarily. So you're talking about like the inmates will then target them?
yeah.
So
Does that happen in women's prisons too? So
No.
where if the woman killed their child,
no.
or do most women go to prison because they killed their child or
do
their
most-
husbands?
You can get
So-
away with killing your own children more than anyone else.
Yeah, you get a lighter sentence.
But the thing is men. So
he's
it-
talking about how do the inmates treat
So
you.
in all male prison,
Right.
if you've killed a child, if you've just sell a child,
Right. You get
you're targeted. You'll either die, you'll make yourself. I don't even know if I could say that on the internet, but
that should be fine.
um,
But some of these words I'll have to bleep.
But that's what I'm saying. So
Use your imagination.
because all male prisons, they basically they have a weird moral code about that kind of stuff.
Right.
So
Well,
is it the same thing in women prison? Do they have that weird moral code?
so first off,
I guess you don't know because you've never been to women prison, but
No, I have.
well,
I've
to
only
work, so you don't really know the inner workings.
Yeah, but
of
I
it.
talked to a lot of the inmates and I talked to the guards and everything. Because I had similar questions. So women's prison, first off, they're significantly safer.
Well, yeah.
There's a significantly lower chance of you being killed as a female inmate than you are as a male inmate. There's a significantly lower chance of you being touched unwantedly in a female prison than there is in a male prison. So it's funny because the state of Michigan only has one female prison to like the 30-something male prisons. They used to have two, but then they had to shut one down because there just wasn't enough female inmates because they don't get convicted as much.
Yeah, that and women crimes aren't as or women committing crimes is not as.
So right, there's significantly less women committing crimes, and then the ones who do go to trial, it's significantly fewer of them get convicted when they do go to trial. Yeah. And so,
Or they get sentenced to probation, year in prison with probation, or their community service is most of the time what they get stuck with.
so funny enough, one of the women that I met there, she's there for life, and the guard or the officer, sorry. Any of the prison officers out there, I know you don't like being called guards. The officer explained to me after all the interactions I had with her that she was there was her and two other women who were helping us at one point because we were there for a couple of weeks. And he's like, oh yeah, they're all lifers. I'm like, for what? They're like, murder. And I'm like, oh, okay. She went to prison for killing her husband, who was 98 years old. He was on his deathbed. And she wanted the money sooner. She couldn't hold out for the
How
2
old was
more
she?
weeks. When she went to prison, 20 something.
Whoa!
Yeah. And so, I mean, she was clearly mentally insane. But so he was literally, the doctor's he's got a couple weeks maybe. And she's like, not soon enough. Killed him, dragged his body out to the lake, and then called the cops. And they're like, clearly you did it. She's like, kinda. Yeah. He was dying anyways. Basically admitted to it. And they're like, well, enjoy the rest of your life in prison instead of your millions of dollars. I mean, anyways, I was just like, really? And he's like, yeah, she's not all there, obviously. I'm like, no kidding. But yeah, so violence and all that kind of stuff is way less likely to happen. I would imagine, though, if you did something to a child, I would imagine it would be a similar reaction when you go to a female prison, but I couldn't tell you for sure.
Okay. Yeah, because I just know in male prisons that if you've done something to a child, you're screwed. If people find out about it.
I feel like there would be more of a shunning aspect rather than beat the tar out of you.
Yeah, probably.
Well, I mean,
Oh, you should see
Jeffrey
some of
Dahmer
those
got
women in the
murdered.
Oh,
prison.
well, I'm sure. But
In
I feel like just
prison.
a women's, they would be more likely to just be like, I want nothing to do with you. You're not going to be a part of anything. They're just going to be singled out rather than.
So, by the way, I worked on so many prisons throughout Michigan. The one women's prison, so freaking nice. It's like a college campus.
Really?
It's like a college campus. The amenities they give them, they have a $10.5 million vegetable budget per year.
Ooh.
Just vegetables to make sure that they have the freshest and the cleanest vegetables shipped in. Literally, they're walking around. They go down whenever they want and get to-go cups and to-go food. They go and just have a little picnic, or they go back to their dorms, essentially. It's not like a cell. I had 3 of them flash me when I was working. But yeah, they're just walking around.
He was very happy about that. He paused.
Well,
3 of them.
2 of them were pretty dang attractive. One of them was an elephant. Listen, I'm not even she was old and big.
Beep.
It's not getting beeped. That's the facts, all right?
You said the S word, but okay.
He stopped.
But it came out enough.
What word? When?
The S word.
When?
Just
SH?
now. Yeah.
Just now. She has the headphones on. She heard it.
Oh, I don't know what I said. I guess I'll know when I'm editing. But
You said sure as and then stopped and then changed it. Anyway.
Anyways,
Okay, so yeah, that's fine.
yeah, that's fine. I don't want to hear about this anymore.
Well, so what's your what other problems do you have with Casey, whatever her name is, other than she's a child murderer and got away with it?
So I already am not a fan of Peacock, but the fact that they're like, oh yeah, because she's making money off the documentary. Yeah. It's not like she's doing it for free. So they're like, oh, we'll pay you a lot of money so that we can put out your lies. And so it benefits her none. It benefits nobody else any. All she's done is spread more lies and slander about dead people and living family members. So she claims that we're gonna essay. Do you know what that means? Mm-hmm. Most people on the internet do. Do you know what essay means? Okay. So she claims that from like the age of, I think she said 8 to 12, her dad every single night would go in and essay her. And then he stopped randomly, and then her brother took over until she was 15. And it's like, and she's just saying this like out of nowhere, as if it applies to the death of her child.
This is not the family-friendly episode.
It's family friendly. It's fine. It's fine. Anyways,
You don't have to be intelligent to know what essay is when you say it in the sentence you just said.
it's still family friendly.
okay.
Hi, families. I'll be your friend.
It's just we went on a rant about it after the episode
Well, for hours.
for hours, and I was like, "Oh,
We don't have hours in this podcast, sir.
well, no," but it's just that was.
And it also doesn't help. I don't know anything about this story until now. I mean, I don't know. I can't add anything to it.
That's fair. Well, I highly suggest learning about it, but then not watching the documentary.
I think I know enough.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how you can. So I wanted to be a cop growing up.
When you grow up, you want to be a cop?
So no, when I said I wanted to be a cop when I was
Yeah.
like when I was younger. So my one of the only good memories I have with my grandma is that we would watch cop shows,
Mhm.
and I could tell her who the murderer was from the beginning of the episode.
Yeah.
That was my thing. I would, because those cop shows, they do really good at showing you the murder scene. They do really good at like interview suspects, and like so I think it was mostly NCIS
Mhm.
and CSI and stuff like that. I could always tell you who the murderer was, just because the directors and the producers always had the character do certain things where you could actually figure it out pretty
Right.
quick. And mind you, I was probably like 13 at the time when I would do this, and so like even to this day, Rachel always gets weirded out because I can always point something out like super quick, or like if there's like a
So can
little.
I.
I'm very detail oriented.
Yep. One of my nicknames is Detective Dan.
So, and that's part of the stuff that's like when all the clues are there. I just did jury duty a couple months ago. Well, I didn't do it. I was on to be picked for it. I'm sitting there like, dude, this guy's guilty as all get out. Like everything stacked up against him, all the evidence, all the clues. I'm like,
That was a wild case.
yeah. I was like, this guy did it. This guy's.
You can't talk about it.
I know.
Okay.
I know, but it was just, it was a wild thing. So, well, I was never on the case.
I think it's over now, though.
It is over.
okay.
Yeah, it's over.
Well, if you were never on the jury,
it was on the news. It was all live
Yeah.
broadcast on the news.
Big
But
case.
but it
Big
happened
case
around.
for the area.
Yeah, it happened around
I
here.
don't know
But he
anything
had
about
how
it.
many charges stacked against him?
It was 31 additional charges
To
the
his-
32 that he already
Yeah.
had against him.
Yeah, I won't. I'm not gonna say what he did or where it was, stuff like that. But
Jeez. Oh.
yeah, I wanted to be a part of that case. I didn't end up getting picked because I was religious, because I'm a Christian. That's why I didn't get picked.
I'll
Wow.
put that in quotes.
Oh yeah, I should have done that. But I'm
Because I'm
saying,
a Christian.
yeah, I'm sorry, but because I'm a Christian, I didn't get picked. And because I've had family members who are really close be.
Yeah.
So anyway, so yeah, for me, I know enough to say, yeah, she's guilty. I mean, how can you justify 30 days or 31 days of your child being missing and you just partying it up the whole time?
So no matter what with her, she should have not been in prison.
So Dan always talks about how this is a comedy podcast.
It is, which I'm going to get into some more comedy in just a second.
Variety. It's a variety podcast.
It's a variety of comedic topics, and some
This is not comedic.
we can make it funny, Tyler.
This is dark and
we can make it funny, Tyler.
But it's a hot topic right now.
It's a hot topic, Tyler.
so you're gonna use it as our
Hot as
headline
Casey
for the.
and- Casey
so you're gonna
Anthony.
use it for the headline of our video.
The fact that you find her attractive just grosses me out.
Do you think she's
not
unattractive?
Yeah, she's not attractive.
Oh
I don't
my
think.
God.
Not attractive.
She's fine.
I mean, she's not
Rachel says
ugly,
she's
but she
fine.
looks like a freaking thumb.
Okay. Well, anyways,
Well, so does Dan. You
the
just
majority
made
of the
him,
world
so-
consider her attractive. That's why, like, it again. I'll bring it up. That's why her name is dropped in so many rap songs when they're referencing a hot woman.
This is why you don't date attractive people. They're always the crazy ones.
That's right.
You gotta go for slightly ugly.
So, you talked about
You're either calling me crazy or
Ugly.
mediocre.
Rachel's back there trying to find something to throw at me.
you want a shoe?
Coffee.
Don't. This is an expensive set. Don't
Those
you
are
do it.
thrifted chairs.
Most of this stuff here
It
is
was
free.
still $100.
Not even. It was $90. Not even.
Dang it, Tyler!
It was $70
No, it
total.
wasn't. It was 90 something.
This was 20. That was 50.
You both have foxes for women. I'm just gonna say that.
We do. Anyways, Tyler, have
I
you
don't know.
ever
I've never
watched?
seen
And
mine
we're not
naked,
crazy.
so
And what'd you just say?
I've never seen mine naked, so I don't know.
Warriors.
Have you ever seen Murderville
No,
on Netflix?
no.
You should watch that. It's a Netflix original series. It's Will Arnett, and it's a comedy improv.
You mean Batman?
Yep, it's comedy improv murder mystery. So each episode, it's clearly just supposed to be purely comical. They have random guest stars, so like they had Conan O'Brien in one, Ken Jeong in one.
Wait, Will Arnett is the Lego Batman,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
Okay, I want to make sure.
Yeah, BoJack Horseman. And,
Oh yeah. Yep.
So he's the detective every time they bring out the celebrity guest star. So the celebrity guest star doesn't know anything about the case that they're working on. They have no lines whatsoever. And so they just have to play along.
So it's a game.
Kind of. I mean, they present it kind of like a game show because they go and meet three suspects, and the
Are
celebrity.
these real cases?
No.
Oh, okay.
The celebrity is supposed to like pick up on different cues and like understand how that makes them guilty. It's all comedic though, and so it's just hilarious at certain times, especially because Will Arnett's just naturally very funny, and then like Ken Jeong and Conan O'Brien, those are my two favorite episodes.
He showed me a boring one, so I didn't find it that funny. I want to see.
Yeah, I picked the wrong one.
You picked the wrong one. You picked one I didn't know who he was.
It's you'd know who he is, but I can't think of his. It's the Pakistani comedian guy, but what?
Nothing.
Oh,
I
okay.
was stretching.
Oh, okay. So
I always clap after a good stretch.
but they do a really good job of like hiding the details. So I think you would enjoy it because I enjoyed it too. I could always find the killer because at the end they bring out the three suspects and they're like, which one did it? And they have to name the.
I'll have to check it out.
Yeah.
Netflix has been coming out with some good stuff.
Yeah.
I think the threat of them getting canceled has kind of made them spend more money to get better stuff on it.
Yeah, Wednesday's on there now too.
Yeah.
Well, that's a Netflix original.
Yeah. That's what he's talking about.
Yeah,
or are
I
you
know.
talking about like getting.
I'm just talking about non-original stuff.
Oh,
like
gotcha.
they've been getting a lot of.
Well, they've been screwed out of so much stuff. You know, they didn't want to lose The Office. I mean, that was a number one
Well,
draw.
and then they've
forever.
kept. It's
And
so funny
Friends.
because Paramount Plus has their stuff, and they own Nickelodeon.
Right.
And Netflix still has a chokehold on a lot of Nickelodeon assets from when Nickelodeon used Netflix as
Right.
their streaming platform. And it's just as many, and then like Netflix is buying the rights to a lot of old stuff.
Which is
So like
a smart
I just
idea.
looked, and Netflix is continuing Johnny Test, which is the old Cartoon Network show.
Yeah.
So Netflix actually owns the rights to that now, and they have 2 seasons of Netflix original Johnny Test. I never really liked that show, but it's
Yeah, me
just
either.
weird that I see that they're Jurassic Park. They've got a Jurassic Park TV show,
Mm-hmm.
Fast and Furious TV show. So like they own a lot of Paramount assets, and I'm sure they won't let go of them
Right.
unless Paramount asks for a lot of money.
listen, Netflix has found a way to stick it out.
Yeah, but they've been losing people like crazy.
They this happens in phases where they go through crazy dips and they're about to close the company, and then all of a sudden they Hail Mary something and they skyrocket back up.
But I don't know if I'll get in trouble for saying this. I don't think I will. Netflix has kind of gotten away from, because what got them in trouble was their wokeness, and they've actually finally gotten away from that. They don't promote it as much. They're still still
woke, go broke.
Right, but they've kind of recovered from that time period.
Well, so with all of these companies, and especially a company that deals with production of entertainment, they go through different executives and producers all the time. Somebody doesn't hold on to a job in that kind of position in one business. Like, so they might jump from, let's say it was Fox to NBC, and they move around all the time because you have to think about like Futurama. Futurama was canceled 5 times, and they're bringing it back again.
Are they?
Yeah, they're already working on the next season.
Listen, I'm just surprised Simpsons has stayed on as long as it has.
Because it would be ridiculous to cancel Simpsons.
But they're like so counterculture nowadays that they go against the status quo so much still to this day.
They have
to. Family Guy still goes against with.
So he keeps walking that fine line where they'll back off.
Yeah,
which is annoying to me. Like, don't back off. Just
but here's the thing.
hold true.
Listen, I care
Make
less.
fun of everybody.
I care less. I'm not one that tries to argue the whole wokeness of something or whatever.
Everybody who is here, appreciate you being here, especially if you made it all the way to this point. That's amazing.
It's a long episode.
This is our longest episode yet, so we appreciate you. Make sure you leave some comments. Let us know what you think about anything that you said or that we said. It doesn't matter.
And
what
if you
the
don't
comment is,
agree
it
with
helps.
us, let us know in the comments. We'll have a conversation with you.
Yeah,
Danny's always talking to people in our comments section.
I sure am. I'm.
Just sounds so dark.
I'll have a full blown conversation. Bring it on. The only time I won't have a conversation with somebody is when they're just outrightly rude.
Yeah.
So there's like, by the way, you're wrong and an idiot, and this is why. I'm like, well, I'm just not gonna respond to you.
Yep.
You don't want to have an actual conversation. But we love you guys.
Is it my turn?
Yeah.
You always get mad at me when I do it early because you're like, oh, stay dangerous, folks.
Stay toasty, my friends. Bye.